Yeah, so Secretary Blinken canceled a planned trip to Beijing over this incident. The Chinese lost their balloon that nobody believed was a weather balloon, as the Chinese have publicly stated. Is in your estimation that this was an error by the Chinese government, or was this planned?
Senator, we're continuing to make assessments on the Chinese intent for this specific operation, and we'll have further to share in the classified setting along the specific intent. I think it would be false to try to characterize this operation as purely a mistake. My understanding, sir, is that this is consistent with a broader set of actions China's undertaking to intrude our sovereign territory and those of our allies and partners.
So, generally speaking, as this balloon went over Alaska, Canada, and the United States, who got the most information out of this, the Chinese or us?
Sir, I don't have a judgment or evaluation to pass along those lines for you right now. I do believe that the United States collection on this particular balloon and on the broader program is ongoing and is significant.
Okay. Senator Hoeven said something that is true not only for the American people, it's true for us. We don't understand. We don't understand because, quite frankly, we have been briefed in this committee over and over and over again about the risks that China poses, both economically and militarily. We know for a fact, going back to Senator Schatz's comments, that there have been brief incursions on our airspace. We didn't do anything about that. We also know that China tends to push the envelope all the time until a line has set down. It should not have been a surprise that China did this, because nothing happened before, at least to our knowledge. Nothing's happened before to them for these overflights. So the question is, and it goes back to everything that everybody on this committee has talked about, and that is, and I'm not sure you can answer it in this forum, but a violation of airspace is a violation of airspace. And to know absolutely that this was of no military threat to us, boy, I want to hear more about that in classified session too, because quite frankly, I'm not sure that you can say that unequivocally. And to the point that in Montana, for example, we have some pretty important military assets that we use as a deterrent for those folks to apparently, I don't know for sure, but apparently fly over, not accidentally, some of those, and the same thing with assets in Alaska, and the same thing with assets in the Midwest. You guys have to help me understand why this baby wasn't taken out long before. And because I am telling you that this ain't the last time. We've saw brief incursions, now we've seen a long incursion. What happens next? I'm sure you guys have modeled that out too. Maybe, I hope. If you haven't, you should. But in the end, either China's a threat or it isn't. And I think it's a huge threat. When this budget comes forth, that Senator Collins and I and the rest of the people on this committee and the rest of the people in the Senate and Congress are going to be working on, I hope this is addressed in some line item, and not only addressed with dollars, but addressed with actions on how these monies will be put to work to make sure that this never happens again. Because quite honestly, and I get it, and you guys have a tough job, by the way, and as I said in my opening statement, you guys, the folks who are the military, whether rank and file or the leadership or the salt of the earth, but we really do depend on you to make the right decision. And I'm not sure I've bought and sold that the right decision was made, but we have another hearing that's in classified session that will take that up further. Senator Collins.